This episode brought to you by Kleenex, because much like this episode, it's right on the nose.
Happy Friday the 13th, everybody. We're watching Friday the 13th. And you're listening to Miscast Commentary.
You're listening to Miscast Commentary, where two guys have seen way too many movies and have way too much time on their hands.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Now here's your hosts, Joe Findlay and Todd Murray.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Miscast Commentary. I'm Joe Findlay.
I'm Todd Tebow, the Sailor Murray.
And it is Friday the motherfucking 13th. I cannot tell you if it's a full moon because it's actually January. But
it is. Imagine it was.
Ooh.
There's supposed to be like 4 super moons, like 15 full moons. Like there's all types of shit
That's
going
like a Justice League of moons.
There's all types of moon shit going on this year. So I'll
much
bet
moon
you
shit.
that there probably is something.
Periods are going to be out of control.
Oh my God! Like the floodgates in The Shining when the doors open. Boom!
Crimson Wave, baby. Crimson
Ooh,
Wave.
I love riding the Crimson Wave.
But we are doing today, because it's Friday the 13th, and I thought about it this time, we are doing a Friday the 13th movie. It's not the first one we've done. We did Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, that's right. I thought about that. So now we started at the end.
Yeah.
Now this is the beginning.
Well, it's not even the end, because there's like...
That's the end for me.
Yeah. I'm not...
Jason Goes to Hell is the end for me. He doesn't go to space.
Yeah.
He doesn't,
He just does exactly what Ernest does. He starts by going to camp.
That's right.
He ends by going to space.
And by fighting trolls, yeah.
If there was one more, he'd be a pirate or some shit. Or slam dunk Jason.
Slam dunk.
Jason saves
this
Christmas.
guy's unstoppable. Oh my God.
He's very tall. He never has to run. He's
They
always
find
just where
him
he needs to be.
He'll sort of be like Frankenstein from Don't Be Chicken Shit from the Monster Squad.
Oh, Monster Squad.
Where
We gotta do that.
He'll be tired of killing kids.
Yeah.
And now he just wants to give back.
For sure.
He works at the community. I'm thinking the Camp Crystal Lake Community Center is going to be torn down. So they have to have like a charity basketball game that must be won.
Nice. And I feel like it has to like take place in a Jewish community center.
Yes,
like
of course.
And a young Adam Sandler is going to be in it. I don't know how you make that happen.
Okay,
I
so
guess you
it's-
Irishman age him
So
down.
it's going to be it'll be I thought you were going to say Adam Sandler will play Jason underneath the mask. Well, is it going to be a Jewish Jason where he'll have like the curls coming out of his mask?
Then he's Joshua, right?
Joshua, show me your dunking. Put the machete down. Throw the ball around.
I can't put the machete down. I use this knife to cut my gefilte fish. Oy. I got nothing. I'd like to apologize.
Jason in that movie will be played by the dude from Caddyshack 2. That Jewish guy.
Jackie Mason.
Jackie Mason will play Jason in that movie.
I like that that's your reference to Jackie Mason is Caddyshack 2. Not even The Jerk, just Caddyshack 2.
Oh, yeah, true.
But that's neither here nor there. But talking about Jason, though, Jason definitely, for me, he goes on that like Mount Rushmore of like horror icons,
on there.
right? Who else do you put on that Mount Rushmore?
It would be... Let's talk about when you start the movie.
Oh, you want to start the movie?
Yeah.
All right. Let's press play.
Now,
Okay, so anyways, that Mount Rushmore, how do we feel about that?
the movie's starting.
Yeah. Never heard of
I
it.
felt like the WB symbol looks really shiny for this old movie. They
This
re-up
is-
the symbol.
It's a home video, like it's the like a reissue, right? So the new,
It is jazz. Another one. Okay, so the Mount Rushmore of horror would be Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, and now there's that 4th spot. I don't know.
I thought you were going to go where my head immediately went. I don't even know if it's necessarily the one, but if I had to say it, like say you have 10 seconds to come up with the names, Pinhead is my 4th.
I was okay. It would be, but it's between either I was gonna say, 10. You got 10 seconds. I would just said Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky, Leatherface.
It's between those three.
Yeah.
What
the fuck?
This is why he went crazy and murdered everybody. Look at this fucking dump.
See, this was my thing. My understanding now. Granted, this is 1958. This timeline right now, but I figured that camp counseling, like all the way back to the beginning, was just constant fingering. That once the kids all went to sleep.
Oh no, that's that's finger bang Tuesdays. It's Taco Thursdays here. They don't know what the fuck's going on.
And nobody gets
Taco Thursday.
But that's also finger banging.
Oh, look, all the kids are in bed. Did you ever go to camp?
No, the closest I ever came to camp was, we've told some of the stories, is when we went up north together, and then we experienced other people at summer camp.
The outside.
And what was the name of that camp
so
again?
many kids camp.
They look so comfy.
Oh, look at that dirty old Raggedy Andy.
I had no interest in that, to be really honest. Like in going to this kind of summer
Neither
camp.
did I. Fucking hated it. I hated every minute of it.
My main things, I don't sleep well outside, like elsewhere. I need to be home to have a good sleep. So for me to go somewhere for 2-3 weeks to do that,
I just hated it. I remember going with. Are these just the counselors?
Yeah.
Those are fucking lamos. Yeah.
It is the 50s though. I feel like the boys and the girls wouldn't be allowed to be in the same
This is
cabin.
the 80s, dude.
No, this is the 50s in this.
Oh, it's the this is why this is what they feel in the 80s they did in the 50s.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody, partner up. It's time for finger banging. They switch though. Tonight
penis?
she's finger banging him.
Yeah. Your penis is a sin. Don't forget. Oh, yes, ma'am.
Finger bang my pee hole.
So this movie,
It's a full moon.
yeah, I watched, and I do recommend if anybody has like unlimited like spare time to waste like I do, find the Crystal Lake.
Unlimited spare time.
Yes.
That's probably all of our
Yeah. But there's a great documentary about the Friday the 13th. I think it's called Crystal Lake Memories, and it's like hours long.
It is?
It is.
Where's this thing?
It's on Shudder, but I heard that you can
fuck is
access
Shudder?
chunks of it. It's the horror movie streaming service. I think you'd like that actually.
Ooh.
I had it for a while, and then I kind of burned through everything that I wanted to watch. But they're tonguing.
They even put like a towel down, man. What a bunch of I would just have
because everything's made of wood there.
I would have
right?
thrown
So
down
you don't
little
want the
barbed wire there. That'll
Yeah.
show her.
I was gonna say everything is splinters there, so yeah, you got to throw down some towels. But what was one of the things I learned while watching that, Sean Cunningham basically just decided he was gonna rip off the basic idea of, because you had a lot of the other kinds of horror movies where you had like that were based on a holiday, Halloween being obviously the most iconic of them, and so he just literally picked out. He's like, oh, nobody's done anything with Friday the 13th.
Oh.
He's like, so I'm just gonna do Friday the 13th, and he took an ad out in Variety saying next year Friday the 13th is coming out, a horror movie. It's going to be the scariest.
Like before anything was even...
A script had not been written. A story had not been conceived. And based on that ad, he got all of the money for this movie.
Really?
And
that's a good idea.
Well,
that guy had a, he didn't have a vision, but look.
But it was kind of like the producers. Like, it's kind of like you went based on nothing. Like, now the producers, they picked something bad on purpose.
Oh my God. Am I doing this? Oh my
Yes.
God, I just stabbed this kid.
This is how I always see things.
Oh my God.
I feel like I'm watching a movie, but really I'm killing
It's
children.
on Shudder. Yeah, I went through all the full moon pretty quick.
The full moon one was a bad idea because the full moon one's really hit and miss. Shudder like makes its own shit, and they also have a lot of
How much is Shudder?
I don't know. It's money. It's money. Money you have.
Whoa.
So everybody spend your money on Shudder. Shudder spend your money on us.
Did
Right?
you just take a picture of that girl and then zoom in? Oh
Of
my God,
course I did.
Friday the 13th.
So-
Saturday the 14th.
Yeah. So
Nothing much happened.
so Sean Cunningham, and known as Sean S. Cunningham, who is a 3D.
That thing just broke your TV.
Friday the 13th 3Dth. Anyway, so yes, Sean S. Cunningham directed A Stranger's Watching, The New Kids, with a movie with Lori Loughlin and James Spader.
Oh my God, Lori Jailbird Laughlin?
Yep. And he did, that's the only reason I brought that one up is because she's in the middle of all that. He did Deep Star 6.
Ooh.
And he produced The Last House on the Left, which was directed by Wes Craven. They're actually quite good friends. An interesting thing too, almost everybody involved with this movie hates horror movies.
That's awesome.
He doesn't like horror movies. The guy who wrote the movie, does not like horror movies. They thought they were going to be writing like doing like big things. Steve Miner, who's an associate producer on this, he directed a few of the Jason movies after the fact, which was funny because he actually thought that making sequels to Friday the 13th was bullshit because it was like he's like, who's Jason? He's like, Jason died. Jason died at like the beginning of the first movie.
I was gonna ask you. You just brought it up right now.
Yeah. Sorry.
Is this the same? Like, there's like Frank's Delicatessen and then Frank's Delicatessen there. Like, what the hell is happening?
I feel
there?
like that's Frank's Hardware. Like, it's just like Frank owns this block.
Both of them stores sell Coca-Cola.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I guess you don't want to. When does Jason start? 2?
Jason's starts in 2 with no mask. He's got the bag on his head or whatever.
And that part 2 is sort of like this one, where it's kind of.
Yeah.
When does he turn into like the
Jason we know?
Yeah, like 4.
I think it's between. I can't remember if it's the end of 2 where he finds the mask or the beginning of 3. I feel like it's the beginning of 3. But then there's the one Jason where it's not Jason because Jason's dead.
That's 6, I think.
No, but there's one. I think it's.
Oh yeah, no. It's after it's Jason Lives.
Yeah,
which I think is either 4 or 5.
I think it's 4.
He falls off the barn and lands on that equipment, and I'm like, the fuck? I was like, this isn't Jason. It's some asshole.
Yeah, and that was the thing is you find out it's like a copycat.
Yeah, it's like some. They make masks of that guy.
Yeah,
because he's got this thing on to cover his face up.
This looks exactly like Port Dalhousie.
It probably is. Look at the old phone. What the fuck is this place?
I don't know. It's just some fucking bullshit small town.
Like, they're not even picking the weeds out. This is definitely some abandoned place that they turned into this little walkway here.
Yeah.
It's definitely America, all right.
Oh, America.
Where is Camp Crystal Lake?
It's a made-up place. Oh, my God.
We have Crystal Lake.
We do. Yeah, there's actually several Crystal Lakes. Actually, Betsy Palmer, who plays Mrs. Voorhees, used to go to a Camp Crystal Lake on, what's it called?
Like actual Camp Crystal Lake.
Yeah, and it was in Indiana. She used to like.
I wonder if they named it there because there is a lot of them.
Probably.
So it could be Crystal Lake anywhere.
Yeah, probably. That guy reminds me of a guy who was like a pro wrestler at one point.
This
he
dude.
was, you remember the guys who were like the
Killer Bees.
No.
Bushwhackers.
No.
Brodus Clay.
You have to fucking stop.
Ric Flair?
No, remember like the Freak Show guys who they Insane Clown Posse used to bring out?
Oh yeah. Hey, this dude.
Yeah.
This guy's in something else.
It's just his acting is fucking fantastic in this. It's got a death curse. He looks like a Muppet. He really does.
I think he was. You don't want to go there. You don't even know where we're going, buddy. Yes, I do.
You know,
you're gonna die.
He reminds me of. Do you remember when Bob Odenkirk played Charles Manson on the Ben Stiller show?
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and he's like, I live in your children and blah blah blah. And then the mom picks up the phone because it was a spoof on Lassie where he was essentially Lassie. Nobody knew what he was talking about all the time. And so they shoo him off and he runs off and he's like, no, he's not really in your children. He just likes to say that.
I have to get that show.
Oh, dude,
That show's purchasable, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it is. It's fantastic. The whole series is in one.
So how did that crazy guy know where are they going?
Camp Crystal Lake.
We gotta go suck all the shit out of them old toilets at Camp Crystal Lake.
Ugh.
It's piling up, Dad. Piling up.
How do you get into that business?
Sucking shit?
Somebody
has to. That's a good gig, bro. If you suck the shit out of the boats, man, fuck, that's hella money.
Yeah.
They charge like 4 times as much because it's on a boat.
Yeah.
Same equipment, same machines.
So I can't remember if this is Alice or Annie. I haven't heard the name because we're yapping. You know how it goes.
There's that guy that would be played by Patton Oswalt in the remake. Look at him.
Yeah,
Patton
he's in
Oswalt.
fucking everything, man.
He is actually in every goddamn thing going.
Yeah. Good for him, though. That's what I say.
Do you think that on the horror Mount Rushmore, they could make the
Patton
3
Oswalt?
of them just smaller? Like at the end, you'd have like a Pinhead, Chucky.
Yeah.
Take a lot of work on the last one though. If there was 3 heads, maybe they'd have to have a vote for the last one.
Yeah. Oh man, that's.
What about if there was the reverse? Like the crappy vacation you didn't want to go on, and so like it would be Wishmaster.
I was actually going to ask you.
Candyman.
Yeah, like not ones that are bad, just ones that aren't the main guys.
Yeah, okay, no, not even
Jigsaw.
bad ones. Yeah, okay, so like Jigsaw, Wishmaster,
Mm-hmm.
Leprechaun, and
Carnosaur.
And oh my god, I forgot about Carnosaur. Oh my god, we gotta watch Carnosaur.
Oh yeah, we definitely
turn this
watch
off.
I think we should do like a weird.
Oh my god,
We should do like a weird marathon of like
Once we-
leprechauns and carnosaurs and
that Hell Comes to Frogtown
yeah.
has just like it reaffirmed my love for movies that are like that. Because
I know,
my
right?
god, that movie was awesome.
I know. It's just so much fun to just experience those ones, man. And that's why, like,
Oh, she's going camping.
Yeah.
Oh, she's meeting her friends
she's going to Camp Crystal Lake.
to go skinny dipping.
Yes. To dip her breasts into the waters.
That was like when I was on the boat.
Yeah.
And all the like not Amish, I don't know. They all wear the exact same dress.
Yes.
The dudes of the same
Like the
haircut, they were
Mennonites.
the Mennonites.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were oh my god. They didn't start chasing us, so you turn on that damn chase music. Who the fuck? There's Kevin Bacon.
Yep. Kevin Bacon and his dongs in the back.
I just want everybody to know that is the Godfather from Mario Puzo and some kind of National Lampoon's word cross. Word search.
If that was National Lampoon, that's actually extra funny because he had already been in Animal House. At
Oh
this
my
point.
God, see?
So that was his
Fucking
first
A, I know
movie.
what's going on here, man. Anyway, so the Mennonite ladies are all, you can see them all when the boat is docked for like the lunchtime period when we're not running.
Yeah.
And they're all in the water. They only go up to their waist, even in their dresses. Like,
Yeah.
so they're wearing their dresses and you can see them just dunk their cooters in the water and give them a little, all of them. It was like, oh, we're going to Peely Island to wash our coochies in the water. You can see them. Big old mud trail coming out. You know, like when the dredger hits the bottom and it's all the silt comes up.
You're saying a lot of words I don't understand, but it's still very funny. This guy, man.
This guy's a real man.
He seems like one of those guys who was just there and they couldn't film around him, so they just got him to agree to be in the movie.
No. Just like you said with that skit, this guy used to be a golden retriever.
He looks like everybody my father knew when I went camping. It's like I'd go camping and he's like, "Oh, here's my friend." You call him
father
Uncle.
knew.
He's like, "You call him Uncle Jim."
No,
and just like my
I'm
dad.
telling you, he used to be a dog that was
Yeah.
changed into a human, which is why he has that scarf around his
It's
neck.
really funny that you say that. I just watched an old episode of SNL from this season that Harry Styles was in.
Right.
And it was a sketch where she, Adie Bryant, was saying that her dog is her boyfriend. That's Alice.
Hey.
I'll talk about her in a second. But I
What
like
the
her.
hell else is she in?
We'll get into that.
We're getting to it.
I have that. But yeah, she's talking about her dog being her boyfriend. And then she's like, I wish you could just talk to me for 1 minute. And the dog turns into Harry Styles and starts talking about, but like not being like loving and romantic, just talks about how he likes to eat the garbage and all this. So it shows like Harry Styles with his face in a bathroom garbage, like eating toilet paper and stuff like that. And he just goes all those things. And then she's like, I want you to stay this way forever. He's like, no, I have to turn back. She's like, why? He's like, I was told I can only do it for 1 day. It's like, by who? He goes, by God and his friends. Like, it was so funny. But it was, he actually did a really good job. Like he played a lot of like really like overacty characters, but I mean,
Right.
he's a friggin' musician, right? What are you going to do?
Well, he's in movies.
Yeah. But
Is he in Dunkirk?
I think he
He's
might
in
have
one of
been.
these
Oh, he
war
was.
movies. He might be
but,
in 1917 or something.
but
I don't know.
he's developing. It was the thing, is what I'm getting at. But yeah, so we can talk about this is Adrienne King who's playing Alice.
Her.
Yeah, she's
She's in other stuff.
Yeah, but what's more interesting is the stuff she is in, you've not seen her in. Most of the stuff she's in, you've only heard her in. But she was an uncredited dancer in Saturday Night Fever. But other than that, she's done ADR looping and other like voice stuff for The Man Without a Face, The Good Son, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Philadelphia, Wolf, Jerry Maguire, Titanic, Almost Famous, and This Is the End.
Doing what?
ADR, so like additional dialogue recording and stuff like that. So when you hear random voices just like yelling shit from the side,
I'm in
like,
the background.
pretty much.
This place is filled with people.
Your nipples are hairy. That's
That guy's nipples are hairy.
He's also got a weird circle of hair around his belly button. Like it's not just a proper trail. It's like a real base. It's like it's like looking at like It's like looking at the collective roots of the redwood forest on his stomach.
No, it's like where the anacondas live, like the floating forest.
Ooh, speaking of that too, I got to show you that later.
Your anaconda?
No, have you seen any of the National Geographic show Kings of Pain?
No.
They're doing what's called the pain index. I guess some entomologist was doing it and measuring like the pain of like certain stings and stuff like that from a honeybee all the way up to like.
How do they measure it?
He gets stung.
Oh, and he just goes 8.
Well,
this is and then his throat closes over. He's trying to say 11, but he can't because his throat.
Well, he gave like he based it on like certain like things, right? And these guys, they've created their own scale, and it's based on.
Look at this guy. This is definitely a guy your dad knew. It's like a Chippendale dancer who like, kept the gear and now he paints.
He looks like the guy who's really mad that Tom Hanks and Steve Guttenberg exist. He's like, I could have been either one of them, but now I can be neither. But yeah, so these guys, so it's based on immediate impact, how bad it hurts immediately, the length of how long it hurts. So if you get stung and it goes away in a couple minutes, okay, well, that's the duration of it. And then overall damage. So the scale goes goes up to 30, and a honeybee would be 3. So they just got bit in the very last episode. They got bit by a giant centipede. And a reticulated python, a 16-foot python, bit into these guys' arms, and it's the scariest goddamn thing you'll ever see in slow motion. Its mouth opens like so wide, and literally the day they were driving up to do this, they had just read that a woman in the country that they were in had just been eaten by a reticulated python.
Oh my God.
Not killed by, eaten by.
She was alive.
No, she died.
Well, I know, but when he ate her, she was alive.
Yes.
Grody.
Well, I think he probably crushed her.
The archery range.
It is exactly that.
This place looks like it's got way too many spiders for me hanging out, man. What the fuck? I don't even mean the woods.
Yeah. That was always a big problem for you, was spiders when we go. I remember you used to not like that when we'd go through like firewood and stuff like that. You're like, no, there's tons of spiders in there. That's all. That's nothing.
A ton of them.
That actually.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that arrow that like buzzing by like that. That was actually fired by Tom Savini. Who was
was it?
Yeah, who was like the main special effects guy on this.
Tom Savini.
And an interesting thing about Tom Savini, he was one of the only people who actually stayed at this camp while they were shooting.
Really?
So they shot here for 4 weeks, and it was while it was obviously, this is an operating camp. It's actually called, let's find it, Camp Anobi Bosco.
Camp Anobi Bosco.
Or Noba Bosco, whatever it is.
That sounds like somebody's official name when they turn you Hawaiian. Like, you are now Hawaiian and your name is Nugas Mugas Boo.
Yeah, that's about it. But yeah, so it was in New Jersey. It's still in operation to this day.
It is?
Yeah, and they actually have like a little monument to like saying, hey, Friday the 13th was shot here. But yeah, it was pretty run down because it was like in its off season, so it wasn't being kept up.
Right.
So like most people stayed in hotels in town and stuff like that. But yeah, it was Tom Savini, another special effects guy, and a couple of other people stayed in the camp. And they had 2 VHS movies, and they just watched them back and forth.
What were they?
I can find that. I didn't actually write it down.
When was this movie made?
It was in 78.
I'm going to take a wild guess that one of them was Chariots of Fire.
Yeah. The movie... Actually, you might be right.
Oh my God! What?
Let me find out. I just don't really remember. But yeah, so the movie came out in 80, so I think it probably was shot like early 79.
Oh my God! Is this me again?
Yes.
She's looking right at me.
This is the killer. We don't know who the killer is at this point, though. You'll never know, actually, because I'm going to shut off the movie so we can watch Carnosaur. Yeah.
I forgot it was like, oh, yay! I forgot it was like this, where you're like seeing through the...
Yeah. It is really a cheap, like a cheap device, eh?
Oh, there you go, lady. This lady, see, there you go.
Yeah. That happens to me constantly.
Jeez, do a big roll.
Do a barrel roll.
Help me, I need help again. Goddamn Slippy. Oh my God, get up, lady.
I was sitting there, I was like, I really remember this a lot better than I thought I would. Like, I'm remembering a lot of the shots and a lot of the little moments. It occurred to me, I have seen this recently.
Oh, you have? I haven't seen this in forever.
Yeah.
Because it's not,
Yeah.
It's not Voorhees. Well, I guess yes, it is. But
Well, no, but I think it's very much like Nightmare on Elm Street. You're gonna watch Nightmare on Elm Street. You're gonna watch one of the crazy ones. You're not gonna watch the first one.
the first one is good. Though.
I do like the first one.
The
and
first
it's
one's actually really creepy.
It's a legit horror
Yeah.
movie, but I like to watch like if I'm sitting there, I'm like I just want to watch some Freddy.
I want to
wanna
see
watch
him
Freddy be
turn a
Freddy.
girl into a pizza.
Ideally.
And then stick his big old fingernail into her meatball face.
Okay, they watched Barbarella and Marathon Man.
Fuck, so close.
Yeah, it was. I don't know
If you were to put those two movies together, boom, Chariots of Fire.
Yeah, but yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it was. He said now he can like recite those movies still like from heart
Like,
because
verbatim.
literally every other day. So basically, over the course of this, they watched each one 14 times. Oh, Todd's having the scares.
Good music, though.
It is good music, and it's pretty. I mean,
No.
overall, it's pretty minimalist.
No. That looked like a dude's hand. Like, look at this body right here.
It could be anybody.
Ooh.
It's good effect though. That was a really good effect.
Oh. Tom Savini.
Yeah.
So they used to call him the King of Gore. He has recently, for all you kids out there, he has recently made the new Slipknot masks.
Oh, is that true?
All their
I
masks
didn't
are
know that.
his. In WWE, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, his mask is also done by Tom Savini.
Oh, really?
And I'll
Interesting.
tell you, versus the new, I dig the new Slipknot masks.
Yeah.
But The Fiend is awesome.
Oh, really?
The Fiend mask is fucking
I'll have to look that up
unbelievable.
later. That's pretty cool. Yeah, but yeah, he got hired off of his work from Dawn of the Dead. They were like he was literally like one of the first people hired for the movie because they're like, I have to get him.
That kill, right? This reminds me of that scene with in Creepshow 2 with that oil slick out there on the attacking the kids while they swim on that little dock thing there.
I have very
Like the floating dock.
That reminds me very much of the camp that was next to
Camp
us.
Tawanga.
Tawanga, that's the one. I kept wanting to say Wetaskiwin, but that's one that's near here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time I see Camp Wetaskiwin, I always think about Camp Tawanga.
Yeah.
That's funny that I just thought of it right now. Oh my God.
Oh my God. That shark is a man. Yeah. I can only see it. Like, I'm glad that this is something that went away. These POV shots, like, really are fucking annoying.
Oh, that first slit throat kill was better than any kill in the Jason remake. That movie was so fucking disappointing.
It was a weak,
Every fucking move was just like machete to the head, machete to the head, machete. I was like, chop their heads off, chop their arm off, beat them with their arm. Like, there's so many. I was like, how is this like the tamest movie ever?
Okay, to your mind, like just based on memory, what is your all-time favorite Jason kill?
I think there's a couple I really, really like when he uses the little dude's face to smash the chick's head in and then sticks his face in the deep fryer.
Jason Goes to Hell?
Yeah, but I also just really liked when he picks the chick up in the sleeping bag and beats her up against the tree.
That's my all-time favorite one.
I think that's in 6.
I think, and my second favorite from that is also from Jason Goes to Hell. It's when the signpost goes through the guy and then up.
Oh, yes.
When he's
when they're banging.
Yeah.
I feel now like I'm seeing like more titties on Netflix stuff
Yeah.
than I'm seeing in the movies now.
Yeah.
Do you think that this whole movement thing that's been going on is going to be the death of nudity in films?
No.
Because I haven't seen a movie on the theaters that had a lot of titties in a while now.
But there's not a lot,
Like no reason titties. Like there's going to be a reason.
well, I like women now are, enough of them respect themselves enough to go, hey, I'm not going to do that. That's pointless and I don't need to.
So wait, so you're saying that if somebody does nudity in a movie that they don't respect themselves?
No, it's just, I think that some of them are more willing for career reasons.
What about like when women do play when they're like, I'm just fine with my body and I don't care and I'm celebrating and I'm naked.
Well, then that's great. That is their choice, 100%.
I'm going to get women like that to take their tops off, not the women that you want in your movies.
But when I say respect themselves, I'm not saying that it's because they're naked they respect themselves. It's they respect themselves enough to not do it just because they want them to.
Right.
It's just like, oh, can
it's
you get
your boobs
boobs
in
out?
the script,
Why?
boobs.
Yeah.
And you don't sign on unless you're willing to show your titties or your flaccid to half flaccid penis.
So I will tell you that PETA was not on set for this movie, and what is about to happen is a real snake being murdered.
Oh my God.
So we got that. But after watching that Kings of Pain where the snake, I'm like, yeah, murder all the snakes. They're fucking monsters. Like
Machete versus shovel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the real king of pain.
Oh my God, yeah, let's all go under. Yeah, so when he swings the machine, yeah, everybody get under the bed there.
I get a real crush on that Alice girl, even though she's got the worst haircut in the history of the
The
world.
one that's under the bed there?
Yeah.
Who married Tyler Moore there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh my God, look out!
They're having a real time here.
Soil.
Oh my God.
Crack.
That guy, like Kevin Bacon's gigantic dong just dragged up that guy's back and probably left like a snake trail.
A snail trail.
See, I can't.
Yeah,
I have a hard
tear
time.
the place up.
There, yeah.
Oh, that was a real snake.
Yeah, just chopping it up.
Look at that. You know they did this 157 times. That's 157 dead snakes.
Yep. Well, no, for the first couple, they actually just like stitched the snake back together. And
How
then, like,
old are these people supposed to be?
I think usually camp counselor ages, probably between like 17 and 19.
Yeah, okay.
So probably they just say 18 or 19 here, just so that when you see their tits, you're not creepy.
Exactly. No,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking, because I love when they do that in movies, especially they can't go. It's like, we're in high school, but it's like some 23-year-old girl taking her top off. So technically you're looking at like
You're looking at a child.
I was watching the Haunted,
Yeah.
and there was this, and it's funny because my old lady noticed it too, because I was thinking in my head, like, Jesus, they are really, the girl was supposed to be 16, and every scene she's in this super tight little titty top with her nipples coming right through the shirt, and I was like, and then she was like, my God, all they're doing is showing this girl's tits, and I was like, oh my God, I was thinking the same thing, but didn't say it.
I'm not allowed to.
And I was like, yeah, see, you know, what the hell? It's not my fault. I'm a pervert. I blame the 80s.
Exactly.
Like, fuck, come on.
Well, that's why, again, I was having another conversation with somebody about Revenge of the Nerds, how they were talking about how, like, that guy, how that one nerd flat out raped that girl. And then literally somebody showed me,
I laugh.
somebody showed me a story where basically a guy did the exact same thing and they were all laughing about it, but it was like real life. And he's like, I don't know, can I get in trouble for that sort of thing? And the guy's like, yeah. Like, you just
What, rape?
Well, because he basically like misrepresented. He was like, yeah, so I had a mask on, so she thought I was her boyfriend, and I totally fucked her. And it was like, yeah, dude, that's rape.
Oh, she knew it was him. She
Yeah.
just pretended.
Yeah, I know which way I know which way your dick curves.
Like all those girls that called the police on me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They told me to tie them up, smack them around.
Yeah.
And scare them with waving a gun around in their face.
That's why we have cameras on our phones, so you get that
what
stuff.
the fuck, man?
Kevin Bacon is a fucking good-looking dude.
He's got great hair.
He
He's got
really
good
does.
moves too.
He's got not quite Kurt Russell hair, but like it's there. It's just not.
I enjoy this guy here, like the crazy guy, like you know what I mean? Like just having the police have to come by, with the crazy guys getting crazier.
Well, there's a bit of this. Like a lot of this movie is based off of Meatballs.
Is it? Well,
Yeah.
I can totally see that.
Yeah, they
This is like
said
Meatballs with a serial killer.
Yeah, well,
which may or may not be Bill Murray, anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like because both the writer and director had never been to summer camp, so they have no experience to draw on from any of this. They just wrote a movie. He actually wrote the movie in like a matter of a few days.
That's very believable. Oh my God, you're doomed. You're out of beans. You're doomed.
The twist should have been that you go back to town and it's that guy is every person in the town. He opens up. That's why everything said Franks.
Look
He's
at the
Frank.
neck on this guy.
Hey, that's why everything said Franks in town, because he's Frank.
He's Frank.
And he's everybody. It's totally okay to be afraid of this dude.
Look at the nipples on Nipply McGee. There,
I know.
eh?
I've noticed it a few times. I've tried to avoid it.
No, don't avoid them.
Yeah.
That's why they're there. She wants you to look at them.
I feel like she'd rather you didn't look, but it's cold and
This
there's
guy, how
nothing
far is it from down? No, he's gonna run like that, giggling as he like doomed.
I think it's because he shit himself. He's like, this bathroom doesn't have a toilet.
Yeah, your toilet paper's awful. He's like wiping his ass with a can of peas. He's like,
He's the original hipster. He's got his fixed gear bike. I kind of hope if I become an old man, which I doubt I'll make it, but if I do, I hope this is who the kind I am.
this guy reminds me. Look at he's gonna doomed. He
not gonna
goes
run,
everywhere
right?
saying he's doomed. So eventually, when you do die or something happens, he's like, "I told you."
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's playing the numbers. It's like when you go to a club and you hit on every single girl. Like hopefully one of them says yes.
Well,
So yeah, Victor Miller wrote this movie. Not a lot of experience in writing films. He's written a couple other ones for Sean Cunningham, but most of his credits are actually as what's called a breakdown writer for soap operas. He's written on One Life to Live, Guiding Light, Another World, General Hospital, and All My Children.
Huh.
And
that's where the money's at. You get on one of those.
Well, because they last forever,
exactly.
Right? Well, I mean,
she
most
really
of those
reminds me of somebody. Like, I don't know who it is though. Maybe
well, you said that Mary
reminds me
Tyler Moore
of the girl from like Waterworld or something, or like
could be.
Oh, they're waiting for all the kids to get here.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh no, were they? Yeah, because they look like they're painting the place up. And
yeah, that would be a pretty cool job for a young
camp counselor.
Yeah, to be like
that's like if you're okay. You know, I went to camp with a lake breeze.
Yeah,
it was a few days, and it was just so uncomfortable. Like it was so awful.
Yeah,
and it was like, plus at the time I was like so anxiety ridden and like,
yeah. But I think like to do that like as a worker, like the people who do go to these camps, you know, it's like a whole nother world for them. Oh, just got an otter floating around there, whatever.
That's a beaver.
Oh shit, you're right. I'm sorry.
Jesus God.
I'm sorry.
Throw her in the water, let the beaver munch on her beaver.
There you go. You're saying all the right things today. It's really it's really transitioning for me very well. But no, I was picking my daughter up from music. I plays clarinet, and I was picking her up from her lessons, and I heard these two different parents were talking with their kids, and they're like, "Oh, he knows him from Beavers. Oh, he knows him from Beavers." She's like, "Oh, you're Beaver buddies?" And I'm like, "You can't say that to a child."
I was wondering where you were going with that. After I said the company, you're like, my daughter. I was like, oh my God, where is this going? This number 88 is very upset. This is what happens when you're a goofball bud.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's the whole thing.
It's not true. There's not enough women, because you know there's going to be that one girl. If there was the ratio, one of the girls would be like, I like the goofy guy.
Yeah. The nice thing about this movie, they didn't have to build they built one set for this entire movie. The bathroom set that we see later on is the only set that was actually built for the movie, and that's only because the bathrooms were like you couldn't fit a camera crew in it. But like everything else that exists here was already here.
Uh-oh. This guy dead already? The kids aren't even going to make it here.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta wait for the kids to show up so you can like... Well, I guess the murderer maybe doesn't have a problem with the kids.
Yeah, I guess. Well,
I never saw Jason. I know he went into the cabin in the one, but he didn't kill any kids. Like when Myers came back in the new Halloween, he was brutal. Like it seemed like in the other Michael Myers movies, the other Halloweens, that he was just after the family.
Yeah, and
he would actually leave people alone. But in this one, man, if you got in his way, he'd fucking murder you, no problem.
Yeah.
Like, he was hella, like, murderous.
Oh, yeah. That was actually why the Jason who was in Freddy vs. Jason was one of my favorite. Remember the one scene in, like, the cornfield party or whatever? He kills, like, 75 kids in, like, 2 seconds.
That movie was awesome. I forgot about that movie, actually.
It is a fun movie. It
had good gore in it, too, and he slashed his buddy in half. And
yeah. Well, it was... I feel it's a dumb thing to even say, but I feel like it was a respectful...
I think they did it really well. I don't think I think that movie's underrated.
Yeah, no, I agree. Ooh. I agree.
Is that your girl? No, yours is Mary Tyler Moore. I can't steal Kevin Bacon's woman. He's very female.
She's got a weird face. It looks like it's like a face cute. On top of a face.
A face on top of a face.
Like I don't know. It looks like just a bunch of prosthetics. Like somebody who like lost their nose to a to like a flesh-eating virus or something like that, and then they have like the. Oh, I can't even think about that guy. That guy who had he had all the prosthetic pieces that he could take out his entire like upper mandible, and he could take off his nose and all that stuff. Then he just had like a flobbity lip there, and that was like it was awful. Oop.
You're staring at my flabby. I can't even do it because it would be like way too. It would sound like Zoidberg's genitals. Oh, here we go.
I I tell you, no matter how horny a teenager I was, I would not be having sex in that camp till it was squared away. Because look how fucking rabies-ridden that place looks.
I know.
right
It's
now.
like, well, they're just horny kids. This is what gets you killed in horror movies too.
Yeah.
So you know that like I would have been totally safe.
Yeah.
I still would be.
This place looks so much like a herpy that the movie takes place on Usher's dick.
Oh, butt crack.
Plumber's
Just saw
crack.
Some underage plumber crack.
Yeah.
A candle. Yeah, see, this is the type. This is the, like I couldn't be here.
Yeah.
I'm not a little prissy press. Yes, I am.
Yeah. So tell me, Kevin Bacon, why do you come up to this camp every summer? Because the town I'm from doesn't allow dance.
They don't come up here.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, I think we see her boobies.
Watch it. Do not watch this movie,
Is
Kira
this
Sedgwick.
Kevin Bacon's? This is not his first movie.
No, this is his
He was
second
in,
movie. He was
oh,
in
is
Animal
this-
House first.
Animal House. Wow,
Oh wait, no, there
wasn't
was another one. There was another small movie he was in.
Oh, wasn't a very big part in Animal House.
no,
He was sort of just standing with Buddy a couple times, and
well, he's
he's in some of the background.
like, he's got some lines, but he's not like he's not one of the main players.
right.
But yeah, he's
He's one of the
in it.
BRC guys of their gang.
Like I'd say he's probably top 10 in the credits though.
There's a girl.
Yeah.
I swear she's in something else.
Oh.
It's like Evil Dead. He's singing. Hey, I found this book down in the basement.
So the guy who's playing music right now, he comes from a very musical background. That's Harry Crosby. That's Bing Crosby's son.
No way.
Yeah. And he
Hey, no shit. That's a good piece of trivia right there.
thank you. But everybody thought that they were like, oh, you had him in this like Jamie Lee Curtis. You had like, the child of like a more famous person be in your movie for like, for some like cachet or something like that. And it literally had not occurred to Sean Cunningham or any of these people. They're like, we just hired him. He's like, it didn't even really like. He's like, we didn't
even
they
realize.
never did use like not once did they like go,
And-
hey, Bing Crosby's son's in this movie.
And years later, what are they doing by the fire? Playing the guitar.
Yeah.
Same thing they were doing.
Peace on earth.
Oh, they're gonna play Naked Monopoly.
Yeah. I look at every single one of my board games that I have, and I have a lot of board games, and all I think about is how to make them strip.
How to make it a strip game.
Strip Cards Against Humanity is pretty easy. You instead of picking the funniest one to give like the point, you pick the least funny one to take the piece of clothing, right? And like
So whoever was the biggest loser,
Yeah.
has to strip down.
yeah,
If
exactly.
they're wearing a condom, girl, you're gonna get pregnant.
I tell you, I played a pretty fun game though. I played poker pool for the first time. I'd never even heard of it. So you're playing pool, but everybody's dealt a 5-card hand, and then you have to sink the balls that are the value of the cards. So if you have a 3, then you have to sink the 3, and then you can put down the card, and whoever gets rid of their hand first wins.
You realize you said sinking balls while Kevin Bacon's balls deep.
Yeah, but the balls weren't sinking. They're they're resting
I saw her
against the
nipple.
labia.
It counts.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh my god! Oh, I was like, this guy's fucking hanging out.
Oh, dude. That's
They
gonna
didn't
happen.
even notice this guy up there dead.
No.
His drip. She should have chopped very loosely and sloppily chopped his genitals off.
Yeah.
And they're banging.
Todd acted
dislodges
that
it at
banging
the
out.
very, and it rips off its last little hangy string, and it goes right into her open mouth. Blunt.
Are you having a stroke? That was a lot to deal with. I feel like she's like, I don't want to be naked. Like
That's exactly what I was gonna say too, because he was right squished up against her.
Yeah, he's squished.
gets
Oh,
it-
never mind.
never mind.
That breaks that
No,
argument.
she doesn't
Well,
like her right titty.
Well, because I was gonna say her left boob was covered, and then he's covering her other one. I was like, is that the compromise they came up with? She's like, I don't want to have my boobs on screen. All right, then he gets to hold them.
No, you said you don't want to have your boobs
get one
on
out.
screen. Exactly.
Ah.
Exactly. You gotta. It's called the Paul Verhoeven. Where you get everyone naked. Do whatever it takes.
Yeah. And the full Verhoeven is just flat out gaping.
Exactly. Gaping wounds, gaping whatever.
Speaking of gaping, you heard about when Sharon Stone was banned from Bumble because nobody believed it was her. It's that dating app. She joined it. She was actually looking for somebody to date. And then everybody's like, that's not Sharon Stone. So they all complained to like the administrators or whatever. And she got booted from the app.
She got booted for actually being herself.
You know what sucks too, though? That means there were people that she spoke to that she was interested in. And they're like, fuck you. You're not her. And then they find out now that it was definitely
Sharon
her.
Stone. She's probably still smoking hot.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, they are
playing Strip Monopoly. I was in
and drinking stubbies
at the old Von Milzer. I think it's Budweiser, and they had
it looks like it.
There was a toy store. I don't know, Toy Story Toys or some shit.
Yes.
And I was, went through. Hey, let's go see what board. It's just the same board games.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really. I think the newest, hottest has really been Cards Against Humanity.
It depends. There's also the Pie Face one.
Oh yeah, I saw that one there. But it's always like the same. There's like Monopoly, Risk.
Yeah.
Like they don't even have Fireball Island. Is that a joint or a crappily rolled?
Somebody
cigarette?
just remade Fireball Island and like on Kickstarter or something like that. And you can get it on Kickstarter. And it's like it's a much bigger version. This is actually really cool. So his head, you can see where his head starts being fake. But the coolest thing here, so how all that how the blood is coming out was supposed to be like this like syringe thing would push it up through underneath the bottom of the bed, but Tom Savini couldn't get it working, so literally he's blowing the blood up through him, so you can see some bubbles and stuff like coming up, and that's because it's Tom Savini underneath blowing instead of just like a straight like more of a hydraulic motion of a syringe.
She's after coitus dump.
I was going to say reason number one that I can't go to camp is communal dumping.
That's it right there. That's what did it for me. Being in a room, what did it was being in a room with like 25, maybe not 25, like 20, 15 guys, and knowing that anytime you sit on the toilet, they're going to turn the light off, throw things at you. Somebody's going to want to get in there. I was just like, I can't live here.
Yeah.
I just shit out in the woods with the bears.
Well, that was like, remember that story?
By bears, I mean the big gay hairy man.
Our school was very well known for its, what's it called? How tall is that toilet? How tall was that toilet that her toes were just dangling and barely touching the ground?
My dad's toilet. She's like, what's up there?
Very high up. But yeah, no, we had a very prominent rowing
team. I thought you meant how many transphobes we had.
Oh, I'm sure that was a thing too, but that didn't really make it into my purview back then. But yeah, we had there was a lot of rowers, so we knew a lot of the rowers, like who were friends of ours and stuff like that. And and somebody told us or shared a picture or something like that, where there was like one guy like pissing in his sink, and the other guy was on the toilet, and another guy was in a shower, and all this. And I'm just like, how do you that's gross?
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about the pee. I'm just like all of them in one room.
Yeah, it's a little.
I can't deal.
Oh yeah.
I still don't like my wife.
That sink yet?
No, they've cleaned nothing.
God.
They busted out the guitar. They did Indian dances because they didn't know that was racist, even though it should have been obvious from the beginning. And then they had to deal.
80s.
Then they had to deal with a weird snake and a weirder old man. And so yeah, nothing's gotten clean yet.
Why did he let himself in and hide in the pantry? He couldn't even been standing. You know what I mean?
No idea.
He's just in the weirdest.
Yeah.
What the fuck? He reminds me of that dude on the corner of Young and Dundas.
Yeah.
And he goes, Jesus.
Yeah, somehow this camp is creepier and less cleanly than the sleepaway camp one. And that one was literally filled with child molesters. Ugh, my dog is in the room.
What?
She just walked past us. Or she's been a little sick lately, and she stinks.
Oh my God, I can smell her.
Heaven.
I can smell her. She reeks.
She has the worst gas right now, and it's really ruining my life.
I'm pretending that girl farted.
I'm smelling her sweet rose water. I don't even know what that means.
I like it. Oh my God, I can't laugh like the dogs. Shit stinks everywhere.
I know, but it's not even shit. She's clean.
I can't stop breathing in horrendously now. It's like I can taste it.
She's like, she just laughed in shame. She was just like, head down.
Oh, I can't say anything.
I know. God.
I will shit.
I can't talk about all your smells.
I would. Oh my God. Don't even do anything. Just the inevitable. She's like,
Yeah.
oh,
That's good though.
whoa.
Oh, I made eye contact with the dog because she came back out and then she turned around and walked away again. What happened to that light? Look how many dings that light has in it.
Well, there's been a lot of
guess-
axe murders in there.
She's probably been trying to kill lots of people and she keeps clipping that first. She's like, oh shit. What is that? Like, that looks like it's made out of 2 fancy napkins, that bra. So Alice, somebody who auditioned to play Alice and didn't get the role. I wonder how they feel about it now on both ends. Sally Field auditioned to
No
play
way.
Alice.
Oh, here comes your girl taking her top off.
Oh,
God.
apparently not. Oh.
Buddy
it's
gets
terrifying.
2 girls because everybody's dead. Like, way to go.
We call those Joe Findlay odds. How do you get multiple girls? If they're all dead.
Hey, I like those odds.
Oh.
Oh, game over. Right when she has to take her top off.
Yeah. Thank God. She's got innies.
See, the last... I tell you, that's why Split is such a good movie, man.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of half-naked girls, like, chained up in the basement. What a fucking movie.
I still haven't watched Split.
Holy God.
I have Split. I have not watched it.
See, and that's another movie too, because these are supposed to be high school girls, and they get kidnapped, and they're in their bras and their panties. All I'm sweating and I'm chained to this radiator. I'm like, what are you supposed to think? Oh my God!
I just had a weird thing. I was like,
Bruce
is this
Valanche?
Well, no, I was just thinking, is this the same diner that was in the later
Jason
in
Goes to Hell. Yo, there's looks like a real walnut crunch under there.
Oh, really?
Look at that.
Oh, I gotta show you pictures. I made donuts this past week.
Oh my God,
dude!
what kind were they?
I made a peanut butter donut with crushed peanuts on top of it.
Oh man!
So I was a peanut butter glaze with that. Then I made a maple glazed donut. Then I made a coffee glazed donut for
this guy had to put his shirt on to get a donut.
And then I did just cinnamon sugar, like
You got any
donut
left?
holes. Oh, no, they don't last that
Yeah,
long.
of course they're. Buddy, he's gone. Oh no,
They wouldn't even be day old. Next time you come, I will try and next time you come, I'll try and have some for that day. So
This woman doesn't look real.
See, I legitimately think I have to go back and look now. I think that's the same diner from the from Jason Goes to Hell, and that woman looks a lot like
It's
the
definitely
woman
not
who's
her,
in it.
though.
No, it's not the same woman, but I'm saying like I'm putting out a fan theory that that's the mother of that woman, and she's passed down the diner to her daughter because
It
they
also
have
looks like Blood Diner.
it does look
Put the word
yeah.
blood above that
Well,
diner there.
Yeah, it does. It looks very, very much like that, actually. Fucking like Ned here.
Like a Ned.
Ned Flanders heading to Camp
Ned
Crystal Lake.
Flizzy Brizzy.
So we've seen we've seen 2 different Jeeps in this movie, and they're both the same Jeep. Every time you see a Jeep in this movie, it's the exact same Jeep, no matter who's driving it.
Oh, it is.
So-
that's awesome. I feel like there should maybe like the last one it happens to, but I feel like there should be more running.
Yeah,
Like I'm gonna go hide somewhere.
yeah. But this was one of those.
Even in the later ones when Jason's get really dumb,
Yeah.
I would still be fucking scared pissless
Well, he's a
if the guy
giant.
was after me.
If you have any
Jesus.
giant dude with a machete, I'm already out the door. Like, I'm not going to go, hey, what do you want, mister?
Like the one where the girl is, I don't know which one it is, but the girl's like, it looks like this room, only there's some, I don't know, almost maze-like little metal things, and she's crawling under, and he's going into the one room and coming around, and I was like, holy fuck, like.
Yeah.
I need a good rain slicker. You got a good rain slicker, city boy?
Actually, I'm the only one in the family. There's some really nice raincoats that we bought from this like outdoor shop that like fold up really small and go into like these tiny bags. And I was like, oh, they're very cool. And I'm the only one who didn't buy one. And then we proceeded to go do a bunch of hiking over the summer, and there was a ton of rain, and they were all nice and dry, and I wasn't. So, lessons learned. I don't have a slicker like that.
I want to get one that goes buddy on the dock, big sexy.
Big sexy.
He's got one that goes down to his ankles. Looks like so matrixy, but that's the way to go because you are not getting. I hate wearing rain gear though. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
If we would hose on the boat and it was like not cold, I wouldn't even put anything on.
Speaking of hose on a boat, I was shooting a rap video the other day.
Boats and hose.
Yeah.
Boats and you know what the thing that kills me about these people? I don't know, it's just
Rappers?
because I've seen so many horror movies as a child that it's warped me.
Yeah.
Like these people just like, I'm just going to walk in the dark 50 feet to the thing and brush my... I'd be like, somebody come with me. It's fucking terrifying out there.
Or at the very least, like flashlight.
She had a flashlight.
Oh, yeah. I'm one of those guys, like when we would go camping, I have like one of those really good LED flashlights, but I also have a headlamp. So I can light up, I use the flashlight to light up the main path. And then my headlamp is me keeping my head on a swivel looking for monsters.
Looking for a monster. You fucking right.
Can't trust nobody.
Can't go to camp. Can't go anywhere.
So much goddamn rain.
Can't go into the water. I can't go to camp. Can't go to space.
Not allowed near a school.
Yeah, that's a different thing altogether. Apparently, I'm the bad guy in that one.
I was very proud of my tweet. There's some billionaire who he's one of the first people to book passage on like the SpaceX flight around the moon. And he's now looking for a girlfriend to take with him. And I'm like, man, you must not be a catch if like self-made billionaire is not enough to close the deal with a woman.
Right.
I was like, ew, no thanks. I could take you to the moon. Well, in that case,
stuck in that's even more like when you pull up in like the Maserati.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, let me in.
Yeah, exactly, right? Oh, God, what would that flight be like? Because that's like a several-day flight.
I was thinking that would be amazing. If you come back alive, oh my God.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen. They're going to see something on the moon that they shouldn't see.
Mm-hmm. Rick James.
Super freaky.
Unity.
Oh my God. It's just Rick James dry humping like a moon crater. Singing Super Freak.
He made a woman out of like moon dust and he's smacking her.
He made a woman out of the moon, eh? You're a woman now, girl.
He's just like put some rocks up. It's just two giant rocks and then like a...
They don't call me Moon Daddy for nothing, girl. He doesn't give a fuck. He'll fuck a planet. Nobody notices that none of their roommates have come back or anything. Like,
mm-hmm.
Oh,
I would just assume that's what it. I know.
Do they eventually? I'm sure if they start saying
well, there's a bunch because there's just a and then there's sometimes kill.
That's awesome though. That's like a.
Oh, there we go.
What was that?
I don't know. It would actually occurred to me for once, if that not for the fact that she reacted to it, I thought it was in my house. But then she reacted, so I was like, oh, okay. Unless we're living.
Yeah, where is Jason? Man, they need to redo all these movies. What the fuck? Like,
I think that we're in a stage right now where we need to just like we're letting everything sit for a minute. And then we're going to do it because actually the next, what's interesting is they are doing another not Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Robert Englund is back as Freddy.
What?
Yeah, that just got announced fairly recently.
Really?
Like in the last.
I didn't hear about this. Did you just make this up? Is this a dream you had again?
No, I read this. Let me see.
I heard some random. Oh, she's gonna get raped by the trees.
Oh God, Evil Dead tree rape. Yeah.
Or the girl's getting raped.
She like everybody else has a rain slicker but chooses not to use it. I respect that.
It's like all the kids nowadays. Everywhere I go, it's the kid. They're all just wearing sweaters.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't no kid under the age of 20 own a jacket? Like it's freezing out there. Is there something going on? Ask your daughter if it's like, is it uncool to wear a jacket? Well, she's at the age now where like they'll wear a jacket.
Yeah.
But I think it's like uncool to wear a jacket right now or something like.
Yeah. Well, it's, that makes you
Somebody
weak.
made a fucking TikTok video about how uncool it is and all the kids are like fucking.
Those TikToks. That's Kesho, right? Kesho with TikTok?
Oh, fucking A. Mm-hmm. Is she doing something still or what? Robert Englund. You don't need, he can always come back because they made that rule up where like, once you believe him.
Yeah.
Once you start believing in him, then he gets, he's unkillable.
Yeah. It's Freddy and Tinkerbell basically have the exact same rules. If you don't believe in me, I die.
You're right. Is this the girl that had the thing shot at her before?
Yeah. Yes, I believe so. Why is her go-to place the
Why
fucking
in the
place with the
fuck
weapons?
Would you like?
That also, why would you put out that target? Because the target didn't even have a target on it. Like the whole like you'd think you would that covering thing you would have to replace it.
Oh, not for them. They're just fucking around.
Yeah,
When the
everything's a
kids get
bullseye.
there because they paid big money to send their goddamn kids there for the summer.
Yeah, to get molested by the camp chefs. Again, I assume this is sleepaway camp.
We call those young chickens. What does he say? He's like, oh, them girls, we call them young chickens or whatever he says, right?
It's not that, but it's something like that, and it's gross. And the person who and one of the people who's in on all that shit is James Earl Jones's father.
James Earl Jones's dad.
For legit, it's
What?
yeah. In Sleepaway Camp, James Earl Jones's dad is the chef.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, man. He's got a shit poncho.
I came here to show you my poncho. Do you like it? Not really. All right, I'll be right back with a new one.
See you later.
I don't know why in this movie everybody has that voice to me. Hi, I'm Kevin Bacon. Hi, I'm Jason.
Of course. Like, you can't see anything out the window regardless.
Yeah, I can't see anything. Yeah, it's
That's
dark.
not even a window. You're looking at the spice rack. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't see anything. Oh, yeah.
All I can see is the cumin. It's cumin. You can't pronounce anything. These lanterns.
That's cool. I dig it.
I actually have like the LED version of one of those lanterns. It's nice. It doesn't do a whole lot of anything like if you're walking around with it.
Yeah,
Though.
somebody that I know has one of the two of them. I like them. They're neat. They're just inside though. Like I don't think if you went outside it would do fuck all, right? But
my camping gear is actually quite impressive.
like for what?
Like for when I go camping. Like I've got lots of good lights.
Oh, you got all the good gear and everything. Eh?
We got a gigantic. We got a new tent that's really nice and big. And
Oh my god! Don't wake that axe up.
what are you doing?
That axe has been up all night drinking whiskey.
I called my dad to come pick me up. He would have been in the pantry. Did you find him?
Let's sleep with an axe. Are they the only two left? There should have been way more people murdered.
Yeah. How bummed would you be? Imagine you paid, because this probably happens a lot, like when the kids go camping and then they call their
People
parents
get
to come.
murdered
Like,
by a serial killer?
Oh, definitely. No, but like the kids call their parents to come pick them up like a couple days in type thing.
Right.
But like, how pissed would you be? Because then you have to drive all the way back up to God knows where it is and stuff like that. Get your kid. You've already paid for this thing. Like, you just drown them, right?
Suck it up, kid. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Suck it up, kid. Oh, this is where they're going to run around in the rain and find all the dead bodies.
Yeah.
Every dead body's set up so that they'll fall out of a drawer or like
We can't
sit up.
Yeah, we can't come get you. Mommy and Daddy are at a swingers convention, and Mommy's got a bukkake going.
Exactly. What the fuck?
Or as I call the bukkake on Twitter, a Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch. Well, he was in 1917
Yeah,
for 4 seconds.
I think everybody British was in that for 4 seconds.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. It really
Who's
reminded me
around?
of one of them old ones with, like Sean Connery and Michael Caine, and it's got like all these people.
All the war movies do that. I think The Thin Red Line was really
Yes.
good, and it was really good for that, even though I didn't like The Thin Red Line.
Yeah, the movie was neat.
But Saving Private Ryan did too. Like, hey, Ted Danson, what are you doing hanging out for a minute?
Oh, yeah. That's a good movie, man.
Oh, God, yeah. We'll do that eventually. That's going to be a two-parter, though.
Oh, but I'll be a mess at the end of that movie.
You'll be fine.
I think I've seen it enough to not sob like a baby at the
Well,
end.
no, you know what keeps us from, because there's movies that we've watched that have made me emotional. In the
Should
past.
we watch
Us?
Saving Private Ryan? Do you think maybe that might be too... The jokes that may come might be... I think we should do it. Fuck it. Just thinking about it. Fuck it.
I just like talking about movies. I don't care. Like, I don't even care about jokes. I just like.
The other thing too is like it's just a movie.
Yeah.
It's not real. It never happened.
What are you talking about? World War II happened. Oh, I get it. I get it.
Just a little Holocaust denial joke for all you guys out there.
Yeah. Schindler's List won for best nonfiction. Yeah, right. That's
Just run. You know,
we're gonna be. This podcast is gonna be sponsored by like fucking Infowars starting next week.
Yeah, the return of Infowars. Oh my god.
They all look like fucking Pac-Man ghosts running around.
If Alex Jones called us and said that he would give us mecha money to do this podcast for Infowars, would we do it?
You know what? I'm gonna sort of say yes, but
there has to be a squad, right? Like, we're not going to do your agenda. We're just going to do our show.
Yeah. I'm just like, I'm not changing a goddamn thing we do.
We would tell him that we're all aboard, and then the moment, we want to sign on the dotted line and get paid my yearly salary up front.
Yeah.
And then just fuck him.
Literally.
Yeah.
He doesn't see, he only seems like a fake strong man because those vitamins that he takes for the doomsday is all bullshit. So you can pin him, you can pin him down and fuck him as much as you want.
I think Alex Jones is like something that they scraped off of Rush Limbaugh's ass.
Yeah. There really has been, and you're like much like the, like that evolutionary scale where you like see like from like ape to man type thing. You kind of have that like going from like Rush Limbaugh to Glenn Beck to fucking Alex Jones.
So wait, this guy, oh no, okay. He's just getting a ride.
Yeah.
Because it was his car got fucked or something.
Yeah. I can't start my Jeep because it's somebody else's turn to drive it.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's gonna be in another scene in 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Why is this? Oh, that guy.
I didn't even drive him all the way there just to the friggin' opening.
Yeah.
I remember when I was in...
He was getting a call, so I get it.
This is just like this, man. I was in Owen Sound.
Yeah.
I came out of a bar.
What are you doing?
And I just like burp talking.
It's like here.
I'm fucking burp slurping.
Yeah. He's slurping up some groupies.
I thought I was going in the proper direction.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I end up in a campground like this. And it was
really?
pitch fucking black. And I was like, where the fuck? It was cold as hell.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't know what to do. And thank God a cop came by.
Really?
And I flagged him down and I was like, dude, I'm lost. I was like, can you please help me? He's like, where are you trying to go? I was like, this hotel. He's like, oh man. He's like, it's a good thing I'm here because it's like on the other side of town. Like I went totally the wrong way.
Really?
And then he dropped me off.
Wow. Well, that's nice.
I had to give him a Blumpkin.
Yeah. Oh God. Of all
hotel
things,
room.
Of all things to have to. I remember I didn't learn what a Blumpkin was till college, and I wish I never learned. Like it was just like somebody just explained it. I'm like, how did that even come across your desk? Like
Did the power just go out, or was that like a thing?
It's just a fade.
Oh. Okay, so we haven't seen a bunch of the murders.
Yeah.
So those are going to be the bodies in the end. Like they're going to run and they'll be like, there she'll be stuck to the the thing with the arrows. And...
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. You'll get some of those. So I don't have a lot of information about the actual box office activity of this. I know it was a hit. It was budgeted for it was originally budgeted for $500,000. That's what it got its initial money for. It ended up being $550,000 all said and done, and it made $39.75 million.
Whoa!
So it did that's good return on your money.
Yes, it is,
especially in 1980. So. Could you imagine if you made $39.5 million? Like, even if you made that percentage, I like listening to friggin' Star Wars. They're talking to Star Wars. Why was Star Wars such a disappointment again? And then in the same article where they're talking about what a disappointment it was, it says Star Wars, which has just crossed $1 billion worldwide, is such a disappointment. But I'm like, no. I was like, just if you're using math, the answer is no. It may not have done as well as The Last Jedi did, but that's not
right.
Its success is based on numbers. It's not based on what a different movie did.
Yeah, I never understood that. Star Wars, they'll never win. No. I personally think that they should have come out with Buddy's trilogy separate new one.
Yeah.
Then come out with but then they all might be dead, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, so, hey, we already lost. We lost one of them.
I don't know if it was like the best personally idea of like kind of rehashing the characters and shit. You know what I mean? Having Han and.
Well, it was something that they had been trying to do for so long that I felt like they couldn't give it up. Because, I mean, George Lucas, when the prequels came out, had dinner with all those guys trying to get that 7, 8, 9 going.
To get them. Well, he did have plans for 7, 8, 9.
He actually at one point said, though, and I feel like he's trolling, but he actually said that it was going to take its place essentially in the world of the midichlorians. So no, you wouldn't see any of the characters. It would be like almost Osmosis Jones,
right? Like single-celled organisms living their life.
But however, he didn't really explain anything, which makes me really think that he was just fucking trolling everybody. He's like, I don't even fucking own this company anymore. Fuck all of you. I feel like that's where that actually was. But God, I don't even know how you live in that situation. It's like, how much power do we have? I don't know. Stick this ruler in that tank and tell me. We have 6 inches of power left. Is that good?
Hey, that's how they do it.
I don't know.
That's how they do it on the boats and everything, man. You put essentially a giant ruler down there and measure where it is.
My entire house is voice activated. You think I could survive anywhere else now?
See, that's the problem.
I live in an apartment where I can
problem.
tell a friggin' speaker to do whatever I want it to do.
Whatever
Whatever.
he wants it to.
It controls my TVs. It controls my lights. It controls
me.
Oh God, nothing can control you. I've tried so goddamn hard.
Google, help me murder my family.
The only good thing is that you are USB rechargeable, so I can keep you up late for these things. So the biggest thing that I learned from this movie, which was such a bummer,
Don't go to camp.
don't go to camp.
Don't have underage sex.
No, only have underage sex. I still only have underage sex. Just I'm of age, but I can't. Like, I can't even.
Both of you are of age, but the
somebody
sex is underage.
Yeah, I can't even.
Does that
think,
make sense?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, this is new to us, so it's 0 years old.
Exactly.
But I can't even look at somebody under 27 anymore. Even like that. Even
How
that's
do you
still
even
too
know
young
anymore?
Well, that's fair.
I'm so
That's
old
fair.
now. Everybody looks like they're 10. So
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Play ball, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
But
What the hell?
No, the thing that I learned is this was Siskel and Ebert. Very
They
they
taught
were
you
well
everything
known.
you needed to know about sex, didn't they?
They showed me. they performed for me.
Two
and I
thumbs
learned-
up.
Oh, that guy's still there. He's like, I got beans for you. By the way, that'd be the best. He just works there now, and he's like, "Here's your beans." By the way, you're doomed as the door's closing. By the way, whatever.
He's like the carvings in a labyrinth.
No, then it cuts back. It cuts to him just alone in the dark closet. He nods. He's like, she knows she's doomed. But Siskel and Ebert, they really hated horror movies, and Siskel hated this movie. Like Siskel gave Jaws and Aliens bad ratings.
Right.
Like, he was thumbs down on anything that was supposed to be scary. But he hated this movie so much that he gave away the ending in his review.
What an asshole.
And then gave away the address of Betsy Palmer, who we have not seen yet, who's one of the actresses in this movie. Gave her address away and then said, mail her and protest and tell her she's a piece of garbage. And Ebert called Sean S. Cunningham one of the most despicable people in the history of film. I'm like, God, like, what is your problem?
What?
You made a fucking slasher film for some kids. This was something for teenagers to go to and get some jumps. Like, why are you?
Yeah, see some titties, get some jumps, go, ew.
Like, I understand not giving these things like cinema thumbs up, but you can easily just go, you know what?
I liked it thumbs up.
I'm dismissing this as cinema. This is not like that kind of movie that we
Oh,
do. There you go.
Which one? I didn't think he was gonna have I thought it was gonna be the girl with the arrows.
Yeah. My question is though,
That's pretty good, actually.
But how did he initially get up there? So he got his throat slashed. So he had to be lifted up onto there.
She dragged him and put him there.
Yeah, and then spoilers. And then what arrows went through into the door? Dude, you acted like you just did something really wrong. I was like, it's not really a problem.
Right? No, yeah.
This movie
I'm sure everybody is going to be they're like, what the fuck?
This movie is.
Did you hear what he just said?
This movie is almost 40. This movie is 40 years old this year. This is the 40th anniversary of this movie.
So what was their general problem with horror movies, do you think?
I think it was just A, they didn't like gratuitous violence. B, they had actually, one of them, I think Ebert wrote something that was about, it was called The War on Women, and it was about misogyny in film, particularly in horror films, stuff like that. But I mean, I don't really see that because I mean, the main people in this movie, especially, were all female.
Well,
women got killed.
Well, it's always in the end of these movies. It's always a girl that lives.
Yeah,
one girl that runs and screams and gets away, and they probably just mean like, just the half-naked girls and the murders and the. I mean, it's a little thrill movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
You think that guys that all they do for a living is watch movies? Like, you think they'd actually have some guilty You know,
and they did, like, I can't remember specifically what some of them were with Ebert, but there were some shitty movies on his list. So I'm like, why? This also really falls back to me with the Martin Scorsese, Marvel's not cinema thing. Everything is, if you shoot it on fucking film or like whatever medium is acceptable to be put out as a film now, because it could be digital, whatever. Like, guess what? It's fucking cinema. Just because you didn't like it doesn't make it's not
everybody, cinema. You know, this is just coming from dudes who don't know anything else.
Yeah.
The world is, I'm not saying it's moving on, but there's different options out there. There's different things. There's big popcorn blockbusters.
Yeah.
I can't understand how a guy who just made $200 million movie so they could de-age the actors with CG could say anything versus those movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the same, virtually the same thing.
And it's that whole thing. There's always snobs, and they always do this. This isn't movies because it's not what I do, but at the same time, it's really hypocritical because it sort of is. Steven Spielberg, a good example. Well, Netflix movies shouldn't be up for Oscars because it's Netflix.
They are now.
And he's like, oh yeah,
by the way, around that.
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, by the way, check out my projects that I'm putting out on Apple TV. Like, you know, like, Jesus Christ.
Well, no, but he's not going to put those up for Oscars.
Oh, I bet you he will.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I bet he will.
Well, although I think he's doing a TV show. I don't think he's doing a movie, but it's like it's that kind of stuff.
So would he be okay if his TV show was up for Emmys on Apple? Is that the same thing then, or is it just for cinema? Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the thing. Guess what? Like, these things are not TV. Like, movies and TV are not just the theater and the TV anymore. I was like, you might use those things. You might use a TV to ingest this stuff, but I mean, people are freaking watching this shit on their phones now.
That's not cinema.
Yeah.
If you watch a movie on your phone, it shouldn't be up for anything.
I'm happy to just be watching whatever. You know, if I don't like it, I don't like it. If I do like it, great. Like, I was even saying to my daughter, I was trying to kind of teach her because she's like, oh, that doesn't look good. I'm like, you know what? Sometimes just go watch the movie that doesn't look good. It might surprise you. It might surprise you. Worst case scenario, you haven't wasted that much time. Movies aren't that long.
Well, yeah, sure. Some of them are.
Yeah. Well,
not anymore. They aren't.
Well, I was talking to a friend about Christopher Nolan's Following, which was like his first movie. It came out before Memento, I think, but then it got released afterwards, like on DVD and stuff because of the thing. And I remember watching that movie, and I'm like, it's the longest movie I've ever experienced, and it's like not even 80 minutes long. It's so short.
I just saw a preview for
Betsy Palmer.
Tenet. His new one. I'm just like, even the preview, I was like, somebody kill me. All this mystery and all these quotes, and then this car flips backwards, and it's like everything you've ever known will be turned on its head again. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes.
They're always ready. But that's the thing. I just try not knowing anything.
Christopher Nolan is the most overrated director working in Hollywood today. I can't stand him.
He mostly works in England, so it's fine. What you say has no bearing. He's not even in Hollywood. So Betsy Palmer, she takes this role as Pamela Voorhees. She did not have the first name Pamela in this. That wasn't until, I think, part 4 when you see her grave that you see Pamela Voorhees. But yeah, so she's Mrs. Voorhees in this. She takes this role basically because she needed to buy a new car. She thought the script was garbage. And the best part was she said this in at a panel for the anniversary of this movie or whatever. And she flat out said, she's like, I looked at this and she's like, that script was a piece of shit and whatever. And she was sitting like a couple people down from the screenwriter and you could actually see Adrian King playing Alice, like patting him on the back, like, it's okay. And she's like, I threw that piece of shit in the garbage and blah, blah, blah. But then she's like, I realized she's like, nobody's going to go see this movie. It doesn't matter. And she's like, I need to buy a new car, so I'll just do it. And like,
that's hilarious.
So this is essentially...
How can you say that after knowing now? Sorry, know now the movie is like a cult classic.
Well,
it made 30-something million for 500.
Well, no, but you can say what you were feeling in the time, like that's fine. But it's like one of those things. It's like you have to admit that you were wrong is the problem, and
whoa.
Yeah. She really kind of gets into it.
I was going to say that even the girl that broke like her foot and was running, this woman must have crazy mom rage strength for dragging these dead bodies around, setting them up in other spots for no reason, seemingly knowing where this will run. Yeah. She's like, okay, you know, I killed you across the camp. I'm going to drag your dead body over to the other side, stick you to a door with arrows.
Yeah. Do you suppose that that's why she has, Jason has such spatial awareness that he just shows up in front of you all the time? He learned it from mom.
It's like you learned it all from mom.
Yeah.
Like, was she there? So if her recollection of her son is drowning that close, why didn't she go save him?
I do have that thought too. Actually, I believe she worked in the kitchens at Camp Crystal Lake when this happened. That's why he was there.
Oh, not after what happened. Yeah. And then and then when he comes back, he's gigantic.
Yes.
He was like he
was a little mongoloid
kid. Like he was a little handicapped boy.
Well, the idea is obviously that he got older and stuff like that.
Oh my
Except
God,
the end of this
the old fart barker just went by again.
Yeah, I know.
Holy God.
She's like just crop dusting us. But the the fart barker, what the fuck is that? But
is this her first time murdering everyone? Or
I would
does she just show up every now and then and murder, and they just clean up the bodies, and then the next years of camp kicks in?
Yeah, it's weird that she just decided, I'm just going to do it on the 30th anniversary of his death.
Yeah.
Or no,
she's just had enough.
The 20th anniversary.
You're telling me that that old broad's going to catch up to her?
Yeah.
See, she put her in there in case she tries to get away. Instead of like cutting the brakes or doing something like that, she'll put a dead body in there. Like, this old lady must be crazy strong.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, she's hauling humans around. Like, she just put that dude up in a tree.
Put him up in a tree.
There's no rhyme or reason for any of this stuff. Like, I would like to see a flashback scene where she's actually doing all this.
Pumping iron?
Yeah. But essentially, this is kind of like reverse Psycho. It's like everybody usually does, like usually you do it for the mom, but this time it's the mom doing it for the son.
And she's been murdering all night. Look at how nice her sweater is.
Yeah. Well, she might.
No blood on it.
Like, she probably Dexter's up. Like, she knows what she's doing, right? She looks like somebody. I'm trying to think of who it is. But you know what's really interesting? There were two people who were offered this role and turned it down or fell through or whatever. And both of them ended up doing something very similar. The first person offered this role was Shelley Winters.
No way.
Who turned it down outright. Estelle Parsons was the next one to be offered the role. She actually had signed on, and then something had happened and she ended up not doing it. But they end up becoming Roseanne's grandmother and mother, respectively, in Roseanne.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yo, why wouldn't she just go to the gun room and shoot them all?
Yeah.
There's like 1,000 guns in there.
Yeah. Because that's pretty inelegant. Like,
she wants to get her hands dirty.
Lazy assholes shoot people. Real murderers stab them and then hang them up in like impossible ways.
That means you care. You care about the actual art of murder itself.
What I want to see though is that she's using like real leverage and stuff like that. Like, she's using like pulley systems to like get those people up, and then she's like using she's using a plank and like moving things around.
She's worked pretty well tonight.
That actually wasn't a door. That was just a wall she opened. Oh, Jason.
Blow her fucking head off.
See, I don't even care for that. Like, again, it's because my experience with Friday the 13th began with Jason. I didn't see this movie first. I probably saw like 3 or 4 first.
No, I didn't see this first either.
Right? So then to see this, you're like, what the hell is this? But I never, like, there's certain tropes in this movie that I think were like played out before we got to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. She slaps the shit out of her. She was like really going to hit her and stuff like that in it because she's a stage actress, and I guess they really hit each other, but they do like the cupped hand, so it's like limited damage type thing. So she was gonna like be slapping her, and then like Sean Cunningham had to explain to her, no, you just don't slap her, and we'll just move our camera over here, and it'll look like you did slap her. And she was like, oh, like, wow, magic type thing.
Magic. Even in stage acting, they teach you the sight of line. The line of sight, whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah, but sometimes you got to have like the slap, right? So they do.
That's where you hit your knee wrestling style.
Yeah. There's a lot of sweet chin music in Death of a Salesman.
Like more than you'd ever know.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord, I have to poop.
Good
We're
news.
getting there.
This movie,
it's a terror poop.
yeah, we have about 12 minutes left in this movie. I'll do all the goodbyes while you run away.
We can do it. I'm surprised, man. I took a really good one before I got here.
Good. How good was it?
It was good. I've been taking my Metamucil. It's still a full moon, pardon me.
It's always a full moon.
Killer, mommy, killer.
I really, really don't care for that. I also don't care for her teeth, but I mean, it is what it is.
Killer. You think they're dentures?
Porcelain veneers weren't a thing. No, there definitely weren't dentures. Nobody made dentures that were all fucking
Mother,
ragged.
you're an unstoppable killing machine. You guess. Why are you talking to yourself, killer?
Mother, your ass. It's so nice. That's inappropriate, Jason. I can't help it. It's so good.
No, Jason, no. She seems like she got it pretty all right. She's like,
yeah. She actually was moving a little bit there. She's actually fine.
If you just give her running through the woods, she will never catch you.
But this is what I'm saying. This is the Jason of it. She just shows up and appears. And I would say, like, even in the Friday the 13th video game, if you're Jason, like, you can utilize that power to, like, just, like, show up in front of people and, like...
Have you played that game?
No, I haven't. I've got some
Sheldon
friends who
played it. He really liked it, actually.
I heard good things. So I actually wouldn't mind getting it.
So you're Jason murdering people?
No, you can be either. You can be a camper or...
Can you do, like, I'm Jason and you're the camper and I'm trying to kill you?
It's a multiplayer, so yeah.
Oh, no way!
Yeah. But, yeah, I think that's a lot of fun. But
I should see if I could get that for. I just got great. There was a huge sale. I was just fucking around on PlayStation there, and I got Witcher 3 complete edition for $20.
Nice.
And then I got Resident Evil 2 the remake for $20.
Oh wow!
I couldn't pass it up.
I can't play Resident Evil.
Now I have so many games, like I'm just even further behind.
The anticipation of something happening in Resident Evil is too much for my fucking heart.
I hated that guy. I remember back in the day when I had the PS2.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you just spit on me?
Yeah.
I didn't feel it.
Great. Terrific. You hork in my mouth. Spit in my mouth.
I was going to do it anyways. Spit in my mouth, then my asshole.
You decide which order.
Yeah. No, anyways, so you were saying.
What?
You were saying before you said when you had the PS2.
Oh, yeah, and I had Resident Evil 2.
Yes.
And Sheldon and Travis, I remember they started playing.
Yes.
I went to bed. I woke up. The sun was, it was like 10 in the afternoon, or 9, and they were still playing.
I think I remember you telling me this
and they were
story.
And then I didn't even want to play the game after that because I watched them.
You had bad luck with that, though, because that was that one time when we rented a game. It was Clay Fighter 2.
Clay Fighter.
Which, I mean, is a dumb idea in and of itself. That's a
remake. Oh, my God.
But when you literally made a phone call and I beat the game while you were on the phone.
Yep, I couldn't. That was amazing.
And now, granted, you were probably the most notorious for being on the phone for a really long time, but it wasn't that long. God, imagine taking a cast iron pan to the face.
She's unstoppable.
That is God. Ugh. I have, like, every time I pick up one of my cast iron pans, it's all I think about is getting hit on the head. It's always
in the cowboy movies and everything, right? Where they get smoked in the head. Yeah.
I can't even, like, I don't know. My shoulders are so messed up. I couldn't swing a cast iron pan hard enough to hurt somebody. I'd have to drop it on them from high.
Just knock them down and then just drop it from there.
There you go.
Just shoulder height. That'll fucking do something.
I want somebody to make a Friday the 13th, like, semi-spoof where it's kind of like Home Alone. So it's like you have all these kids who are like, it's like a Boy Scout kind of thing, but we won't say Boy Scouts because of all the molesting and sexism and racism and stuff. But we will like, it'll be something else, you just make up something like the Junior Rangers or whatever nonsense. And and they all learn, like, these are guys who are all learning survival and stuff like that. And then Jason comes, and then they're just all so good at survival, they're setting traps and they're like fucking with them. Like,
why would she just sit there like that at the beach?
I don't know. You gotta chill out sometimes, right? Oh, I like how she kind of was like bracing. She like did like a little shimmy. Who would have thought?
This lady's tough as balls.
I know, but who would have thought that like the climax fight of like a major horror movie would be between a teenage girl and a 60-year-old
Old
woman.
lady. That's a good point. Actually,
Actually, she's 58
You don't see
as
this
they
very
film
often.
this, but
She looks
yeah.
like she's pretty tough, old bird.
Yeah. She's a real creepy looking. And it's funny because I had thought that in Freddy versus Jason it was still her. It's a different woman, but it's like,
You won't stop eating. You're like a big dog.
yeah.
I won't stop it. Oh, they did this in the end. This is like a callback to when. Whoa.
Her face must no.
My head.
See, but by the way, you don't do that when you lose when your head gets cut off.
How
you
do
don't.
you know?
Well, it's science mainly, but I just like it's the first. It was the hands going like no. Then like, what are you doing? She kind of looks like Allison Hannigan there.
Yes, she does actually, big time.
Yeah.
Full moon.
Good times. Yeah. Well, the moon doesn't change phases during the night.
Sure it does. During horror.
It was a full moon. Now it's like what? So she's killed her. So don't get on the boat. There's no reason to get on the boat now.
Go for a swim here.
Like maybe go into town and call the police.
Da-dee-da-da-dee-da.
But how
Let's
do you
go find Jason?
maybe here's actually my thinking of why she's getting on the boat. Okay, I chop this woman's head off. So I can go and say I chop this woman's head off, then they're gonna find all these other dead bodies as well. And my only argument is gonna be, well, no, this old woman or me killed all these people and hung them up. So did this old woman pick this man up and put her in a tree, or did this able-bodied young woman put this one up in the tree?
I don't believe either one of them. Even together, I don't think they would have done it.
No.
Oh,
Give him a
that's
boost.
right. This is why she went out here on the boat.
Yes. Yeah, this is because Tom Savini did it. Actually, a lot of different people claim that they claim this as their idea because this apparently was not in the script. And a lot of people, like I think Steve Miner said he was his idea. Tom Savini said it was his idea.
Whose idea do you think it was?
I think this was Jason's mom's idea.
I think so too.
Yeah, this just happened organically. This was an improv moment. Sean Cunningham actually wanted the son to be played by his own son, and his wife wouldn't let him.
No shit, eh?
Yeah.
You guys showed up a little late.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's
They
one of those
always
towns.
do.
It's they were too busy investigating which Franks got robbed. It's one of the Franks.
Could have been any of them.
She got some canoe sleep. That's nice. I can't sit straight on a canoe without fearing falling over. There's no chance I'm squeezing in a nap. I have so many questions about that look of Jason.
It's been 30 years, and that's the only.
I guess it would have been 20 years because I think this is supposed to be 78.
Is that just supposed to be like a symbolic thing, or was that really him?
Well, when you go into the second movie. Yeah. So yeah, it was always imagination. But like, yeah, you go into the second movie because she survives and all that stuff. But then, yeah, it's like, and what was all over him? He looked like he was all burnt.
It looked like it was like seaweed.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
Looked like seaweed. Oh, we gotta change your colostomy bedpan bag.
Oh no, I was waiting. We're just checking your oil back here. So that's why he's looking away.
Oh, look at this too.
It's just a little needle in the bum. Don't you worry. God, is that what hospitals really look like?
Is she just in the hospital? Was the whole thing imagined?
Yeah. This looks like this looks like a MASH unit. Like, it's not that well put together. Yeah. That would be amazing. You find out that she just had like a nervous breakdown at home. She hasn't even gone to the camp yet.
Like...
Oh, we're probably out of the leg. See if she's fine. So that was the thing. So basically,
she's walking off.
Yeah.
What
You're
the
gonna be great.
fuck?
So that's the thing. She has like a way too innocent voice there, eh? Jason, the boy, kind of like
does too, actually.
Judy Garland in Wizard of Oz. You were there, and you were there.
That is like that scene totally. And you were dead, and you were dead, and you were dead. You died twice.
What did I do? That'd be the best. And then there's one guy who had like a really embarrassing death in the thing. How did I die? I think heart attack. Just don't worry about it.
Like a dildo go through his face. Yeah, you would have heard it.
That is a serious close up. Like, how close up do we need to be for this photo?
Closer.
Yeah, like
She's
there's
cute. She's a little cutie.
yeah, she's got the eyes.
Oh, here we go.
Look at how beautifully still that
Gonna
water
go
is.
under the water, and Jason's gonna be under there spanking it.
No, he
What
has,
else is to do when you're stuck at the bottom of a lake?
That's true. His like foot's stuck on a rock. He's like, I can't believe I was born with the ability to breathe underwater. Like a fish comes by and he just eats it, so you know how you understand how he's like surviving under there and stuff
That's
like
all
that.
you need to understand how he survived.
Yeah. So Alice there, it's fine.
Like what the fuck?
Come on, we're letting a lot go
Okay,
with this
so
movie.
how?
But Adrian, okay, so what are we gonna ask first before I do my thing?
I don't even know. So wait, no, I was gonna say how much, like, because she said she was gonna get a car. So how much would you think was her payment on this movie?
She was paid, I believe she was paid $1,000 a day for 10 days. She got 10 grand
Wow, seems pretty good actually.
for the time. Yeah, that was especially given like, well, the whole budget was $550, I guess. Yeah, it was its own thing. But yeah, what was interesting? So Alice was originally supposed to be the star of all of the future ones, like not just like
She was
two
gonna
all
be
the way
like
through.
the franchise's Nancy.
Yeah, she was going to be the Nancy. She was going to be the Laurie Strode who like would keep coming back, and then she would be the one like facing off. But then leading up to the second movie, she was stalked by a Friday the 13th fan, and she decided she didn't want any part of it anymore. So she gets killed off at the beginning of the second movie. Spoiler alert. And
You know what? When we do the remake, Blumhouse will be the producers.
Yeah.
They'll put the money up.
Yeah.
We should do that in ours.
Yeah.
We should have her character continue.
she has done like short
Did
films
a
and fan films and
Undertaker
stuff.
do the hair in this movie?
Yeah, I know, 6 feet under,
What
right?
the fuck would you call your hair place 6 feet under? They probably do hair on dead people.
I was going to say the only acceptable way that that's very possible, but the only acceptable reason for that would be it's some kind of like Williamsburg, like hipster kind of place that's like a basement or something
Right.
like that. We're 6 feet under. We're like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
and then there's just like some guy who's got like half of a head, like he shaved half of his head, and then the other hair is just in spikes, and he's like, I'm the best barber in the world. I'm gonna cut all your hair. And that's because it's always those kinds of guys. It's like you have to go see Mr. Mystique. He's the one who cuts all the best
Oh,
hair.
you know what? Now that I'm looking here, I think A New Beginning
Yeah.
is the fake one.
Yes, that's right.
And then Jason
Jason
Lives
Lives
is
is
actually
Jason
Jason.
Living.
Go to the box of A New Beginning.
Yeah.
Go up to the next one.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
we're right.
final, because that's the one, because he's got the thing in his. Go up to part 3, please.
Sorry, I apologize.
Okay.
Ooh, that was
That
just
was
a
the
shit.
3D. That's
That was
why
the
the knife
3D
is
one.
coming right at me.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so, because if you that's the mask I like too.
Yeah.
The one with his. If you go down to 3, not 4.
For Jesus Christ.
That's where. Yeah, because like I was saying at the end of that one, there's a slow-mo scene of Corey Feldman macheteing Jason to death, and that's.
And we'll get more into that if we get that far, which I imagine we will. We'll do these on all the Friday the 13th that's come up. But
And you look at the mask, that's not even his mask.
yeah.
On the front of the cover there.
Well, I think that's kind of part of it, right? I think that it's even in and of itself a little bit of foreshadowing, but you get the whole bit too with because what's his face was supposed to become the new Jason, essentially, Corey Feldman, and he resents this too for some reason. But he, like in that same documentary I was talking about, he sits there, he's like, yeah, I was going to essentially be the new bad guy, the new Jason in the future movies, and then Steven Spielberg came along and cast me in Goonies, so I couldn't do it. Like that literally was his complaint. He's like, oh, I had to be in like Goonies and I had to be in Goonies and Gremlins because this asshole, this most powerful man in Hollywood wanted me.
Yeah, what a waste.
Instead of me being in this like $2 million like 6th sequel of a fucking movie nobody cared about.
He was going to be Jason forever.
Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Could you imagine? Let's imagine the same guy, the same Corey Feldman who was dressed very similar to Michael Jackson
Yeah, when he was
did
doing his song.
that musical performance. Imagine him as Jason.
No
Let's
makeup,
just-
nothing, just that outfit, him.
Yeah.
Like, Jason's after us.
I was just about to start doing my Corey Feldman impression. It occurred to me I don't have one, so I don't know what I was about to do. All right, guys. Well, Todd already mentioned he had to poop, and he made it through. And hey, something I give you credit for. Only once, twice I've had to leave during a single take commentary. Once you've had to leave, and
I thought I was going to barf.
You stuck it out,
and
this
then
time.
I went in there and just pooped.
Yeah, out of his mouth.
Exactly.
All right, guys. But for now, we say goodbye to you. We say find us on miscastcommentary.com. Email us podcast@miscastcommentary.com. Find us on Twitter at miscastpodcast. I'm at JK Finley. Todd's at miscasttodd. Find us on Instagram at miscastcommentary, and I'm at JK Finley there as well. Call the number. You know it. Do you? 1289-769-3288. I remember it because I had to write it down a bunch when we did that video.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, it's been a while now, just based on when this is going to be released. But go back to our YouTube page and find our video reviewing Cards Against Star Wars. And it's a lot of fun. So yeah, go check that out. And you'll find our phone number there too, because it's all over the place. We post it a lot.
Fucking right.
Yeah, so until next time, we'll catch you next week with a Coming Attractions episode. And we're going to keep a better eye out for Friday the 13th in the future, and we'll make sure to get some more of these movies out of the way for those, okay? And in the meantime, we'll see you next time.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.